Salutations, everyone. I'm in a really beautiful spot that's so dear to me. The moon's coming out. We're up here at Horsetooth Reservoir. Came up here on my lunch breaks at high school all the time. Kind of the best spot to have your lunch break ever. Today is 142 solid days of poetry. So originally I had intended today to drive to Denver, actually to Jefferson County. Wow, that's a mighty loud car going by. All right, you might need to get that checked out. Okay, I was gonna drive to Jefferson County today. Today was the day 10 years ago that they planted Jack's memorial tree. Sweet Jack, that I did a poem for pretty recently on the anniversary of his passing. So there was some crazy tornado warnings and weather, and I guess they're lowering a huge section of road as a tunnel. They're making it a tunnel on the way to Denver. So anyway, it was just too much of a fiasco. They were closing down parts of the interstate, and I wanted to go kind of do a pilgrimage to his tree. But this works as well because this spot here, looking out over the reservoir on a very rainy day, is where I wrote the poem that I was going to do at the tree. But, and I didn't even remember this, that I wrote it on Easter, which was 4/24/2011. It was 1 week after his passing. So I wrote this up here with a dear, sweet sister friend of mine who wrote the last few lines of this poem, just speaking to me. She didn't know Jack, and she really nailed the feeling of it. I feel like she was channeling something when she spoke the last few lines of this to me. Had to include it because it was very spot on, very appropriate. So it's just an amazing location, and she and I, when this grief was settling in, sometimes you just need to take a drive. And we took a ride, and it started pouring rain, and I told her I just had to get out because I felt like Jack was in the rain, and I let it just kind of soak me, and wrote this one. So here we are, and it stopped raining just long enough for me to do this, which is wonderful, and it's green and lush and makes you blush. It's just like the weather's flirting with you. So, okay. So this was 4/24/2011. I'm deep in, 1 week down. It's called Roll Your Shoulder Blades. I can't even puff pot in the mirror, for it shows me clearer than my instincts will accept how hungry I am to get high, lower, misty, numb, and inept. Thumbs clenched, mother always telling me to free them, free my mind from its stuffed attic state. All the pens have gone dead, fret and dread and rusted locks in the ghostly night. Can't even boil eggs right. Little cracks spreads the goo. You eat what's inside of you. Put a coaster down, trodden poster child glow. Told you so, told you so, reap, giving me the creeps, the masses all. You haul what you can to the next test. Fess up, you see-through controllers, over-the-shoulder boulder holder bitch. Here's the sitch. We've punctured a main. Gotta get in the game and lend our pocket-stuffed hands to our fellow mans and mamas. The drama's been on level 17. Spill the beans, you manipulatin' machines and poker-faced fiends. Gleam a little wisdom here, I insist. Logistics was never really my thing. I'ma sing you from the rooftops about my when and where. Gonna dance in my undies and pretend you're there. Gonna have great heaps of conversation with your blue, sapphire-eyed ghost, and pretend every little bit's going just as it's supposed to. Isn't it? Isn't it, baby? I may be the dumbest girl there ever was not to have simply spoken it in the snow that night. Valentine's crimes. Please give him more time. I'm crawling down, nestling my spine in holy dirt, trying to believe in resurrection and giving more credit to James Dean and Jesus than I ever shown. 'Cause you died last Sunday and I can't atone for such a cruel criminal as time. And use my mind to push that day away. And eons back, they laid palms at his feet, greeted him open-armed just to string him up like meaningless meat. Disregard given to him from his throned-crowned head to his toes. Handprints nailed, or so the story goes. And this pretty painted Easter days when they say love brought him back. Oh, archangels, can't you do the same magic trick for your stolen hero, Jack? 'Cause there's stacks and stacks of crude, unruly dudes, subdued only by boobs and beer, and if you try to steer them the direction of soft tenderness, well, you'll have a less than stellar results. Catapult a message through the clouds, and whatever proud angels are manning the gate, tell them this telegram simply cannot wait. And I know there's a lot on his cosmic plate, 'cause they must have brought him up there for a reason. Maybe he's now in charge of shifting these seasons. But for reasons I can't begin to explain, I'd bet he's got the job of soothing pain down here on this fragile fruit called Earth. He's beaming through the mirror to help some girl know her worth, or showing some boy that being a man's got nothing to do with the weight he can carry in his hands. Or Jack standing by a soul who's lost their way, or taking a dip at dusk in the array of colors the sunset provides. Oh, Jackie Bean, when will this wave of pain subside? You don't have to answer. Just please help me take it in stride. Please, from time to time, shine at my side. Don't be afraid to see without day. Take that mountain, the one that's been waiting, the world you knew fading. Roll back your shoulders. Feel those wings. Sing to him. He can hear you. Roll your shoulder blades. Ask him to stay. A boy and a girl stretched on the ground. Love is found. Love is all around. They are waiting on a cliff to lift us. So that's the poem today. The last part of it. We were standing up here. I was sobbing. My friend wrapped her arms behind me and just started speaking these words. Her part started with, take that mountain, the one that's been waiting, the world you know fading. So yeah, she saw me hunched over in this pain, and she came behind me and said, roll your shoulder blades, roll your shoulders back. And she was just the friend that I trusted and called on in this moment of despair, but she didn't know my story with Jack, and she just started speaking to me from behind me and said, a boy and a girl stretched on the ground. And that was my one special day with him, laying in the grass, stretched out on the ground. So I thought it was really beautiful. She just gave me that little gift, and now I've given it back to you. They're waiting to lift us. I loved that part too. And the whole thing, I guess the poem makes me sound quite religious, which I'm not. I'm very spiritual, but yeah, it was just this thing I kind of fixated on for a while. How do we determine these resurrection stories? Who gets to come back? It was just this fixation, this fantasy, I guess I had, that I felt like, well, pick him. Come on. Like, if you're going to pick somebody, definitely pick Jack. Yeah, 24. That's way too young. That's way too soon. That's not fair at all. So, you gotta live on this ball. You gotta live on this ball called Earth. You gotta take the moments for all that they're worth and smell the smells, which smell so green and perfect and pretty. And and full of love right now. So I'm really happy to be here. Just being alive is it's a really good ride to be alive. So I'm just taking in the fog. Be a hog with your moments. Hog 'em. Have them all to yourself. Yeah. We have a lot of wealth that has nothing to do with money. So focus on that. Count your wealth that isn't in tangible form, because I guarantee you've got lots of it. Like warm puppies, which my boo is holding. Our pup up here. Give him to me. Give me let me have a little extra love. Like this. Look at that. I mean, my goodness. There's so much to be grateful for. I just wanted to feel this love. You can feel it coming out. So thank you for being with me. Just wanted to send some loves, those telegrams up to the clouds, real loud. Miss you, Jack. Be back tomorrow.